Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. This week I'm sharing some very simple dinners with you. All of these can be made very quickly, 20-30 minutes tops, and you'll have dinner on the table for you and your family. And like I said, these are pretty simple recipes, so I'm excited to share them with you. First up, we are making this fried potato and egg skillet. To begin, I am preheating my oven to 375 degrees, and then I'm going to chop up about a pound of red potatoes. These are going to be chopped up into really small bite-sized pieces, and I am leaving the skin on, but if you don't like the skin, go ahead and peel it off. Over to my cast iron skillet, I'm adding some olive oil and a couple tablespoons of butter. I'm going to let that heat up, let the butter melt down, and then I'll add my potatoes right in there. I am going to season my potatoes with some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Once my seasonings are in, I'm going to give it a really good mix together, and then we're going to let this cook for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the potatoes are tender yet crispy on the outside. Now using your spatula or a spoon, you're just going to make a couple wells in your potatoes and then crack in some eggs. You can add as many eggs as you want to, there's no wrong or right amount. If you want to scramble your eggs, you can even do that and pour it over the top. I just added in 4 eggs for mine and seasoned them with a little bit more salt, pepper, and garlic powder. After my eggs were in, this did go in the oven for about 7 to 8 minutes. Here it is coming out of the oven after that 7 to 8 minutes, and on top of everything I'm just going to add on a little bit of mild cheddar cheese and then stick this back in the oven for another minute or two until the cheese has melted. I also went ahead and made some turkey sausages in my air fryer to go along with this, and then I also sliced up some apples to have with this as well. This is a super easy meal using some pretty simple ingredients. However, I accidentally overcooked my eggs because when I put it back in to melt the cheese, I forgot about it for a minute. So my eggs did overcook, but if you don't overcook your eggs and they're yolky, this is a really, really good meal. Up next, we are going to be making some walking tacos or tacos in a bag. These used to be a favorite as a kid from football games, basketball games. Any concession stand pretty much had these when I was in school. They probably still do, but me and my husband really wanted to make some for ourselves. So I started by chopping up some lettuce and half of a red onion. Then I got 1 pound of ground beef started in my skillet and added that onion right in there. And the only reason I'm using a red onion is because I did not have any more yellow onion and this was all I had left. But you can use a yellow onion in here as well, or skip the onion completely, but I do think it gives off some good flavor and also extends your meat a little bit more. Now I'm adding 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. Again, I like to do this because I feel like it extends our taco meat and we love taco meat. I'm also adding in my taco seasoning and I'm going to get this all mixed together. If you've never had a taco in a bag, basically you're going to need some mini bags of Doritos or Fritos or any chips really in particular that you like. Today we are using Doritos, that's both of our favorites for this. You will just open that up, give them a little squish, that way they're smaller and not in huge pieces, and then you can add a scoop of your taco meat, and then any toppings you want. So today I'm just using some Mexican style shredded cheese, sour cream, a little bit of shredded lettuce, and then this is how you eat it. You just add a fork in there and you scoop everything together. Super easy, and this is also a fun way to change up taco night. Next, if you make anything from this video, let it be this recipe. This skillet pierogi and sausage recipe is so good. To start, I am getting some salted water boiling, and that's what we're going to cook our pierogies in. But while that's getting ready, I'm going to go ahead and chop up half of a yellow onion and 1 package of smoked turkey sausage. You don't have to use turkey sausage, that's just what we prefer. For the onions, make sure you chop those up pretty small, and then over to the sausage, you'll want to slice those in half long ways and then chop them into small half moon shapes. While we're waiting on the water to boil, I'm going to go ahead and get some olive oil and a little bit of butter, about a tablespoon of each, started in this skillet. Once it's warmed through and melted down, we're going to go ahead and add our sausage and onions in here. Basically, you're going to cook the sausage until it has browned and the onions are nice and tender. Once my water is boiling, I'm going to add in 1 package of pierogies. For this recipe, I am using the 4 cheese medley, and also you're just going to follow the package directions on those and cook them until they're all floating on the top. Now that my sausage and onions are done, I'm actually going to just move those over to another bowl for right now, melting about another tablespoon of butter and olive oil in there. And now we're going to add in our drained pierogies, and basically you're just going to leave these in here long enough so that they can get nice and golden brown on each side. Obviously they're a little crowded in this pan, but I wasn't going to dirty another one, so I'm just going to flip them around until all of them have gotten that nice color on them. Once they've all gotten at least a little bit of color, I'm going to go ahead and add in my sausage and onions, and then we're also going to add in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. I turned the heat on my skillet down to a low-medium heat. I almost forgot, that's why those bubbles went a little crazy around the edge at first. Once you've got that mixed together pretty well, go ahead and add some seasonings, and you can do this to taste, honestly. I usually add a little bit of garlic powder, salt, and pepper, and a dash of red pepper flakes, but if you don't like spicy things, then that's definitely not necessary. All you need to do is let this sit for about 10 minutes in the skillet on a low-medium heat. The sauce will begin to thicken up, and then after about 10 minutes or so, you can add on a handful of shredded Parmesan cheese. Add the lid to your skillet and let that cheese melt down for just a few minutes, and once it's melted down, it's ready to eat. Here's what my finished plate looked like. This is one of our favorites. I forgot about this meal. It is so good. Very quick and easy to make. You don't need a lot of ingredients, obviously, and I just made some Italian style green beans to go along with it. If you've never had pierogies before, that's what they look like on the inside. Very similar to what ravioli looks like, except these ones are made with potatoes. And now we're going to make these barbecue chicken mini tacos. So into my cast iron skillet, I am adding 2 chicken breasts. These chicken breasts have been sliced in half to make 4 pieces of chicken. I am seasoning this chicken with some of this Kinder's barbecue blend seasoning, and I did just add that to both sides of the chicken. I'm going to let this chicken cook on both sides until it's fully cooked at 165 degrees, and then you'll just shred that chicken up. You can remove from the pan to shred it or shred it right in the pan. After your chicken is shredded, you can go ahead and add your favorite barbecue sauce. So I actually added some sweet barbecue, and then I added some spicy barbecue as well because we had both open in the fridge, so I figured why not. If you don't like a lot of barbecue, then I would just start with about 1/4 of a cup. If you want to be very saucy, about a 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup. Once you've added enough barbecue sauce to your chicken, then you can just go ahead and serve it. Here's what it'll look like when it's all done. You'll basically just top these with some red onion, and shredded cheese of your choice. I believe I used Colby Jack for this recipe, and I made some cheesy rice along the side, and you'll want to brown up your tortillas as well. But this is a super simple dinner. It takes hardly any effort and you will love it, I promise. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I will have a video up this Wednesday. I know I didn't have one last Wednesday, but I promise there will be one this upcoming Wednesday. If you did make it to the end, as usual, leave me a flower below. I love to see it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!